Hi everybody, I'm gonna be making buñuelos, and I'm also gonna prepare that delicious piloncillo syrup that goes along with it. Now I have enjoyed buñuelos during Christmas time and New Year's every year of my life. My mom has always made them, my aunts, neighbors, everybody. And if you didn't make them, you could just go to the grocery store and buy them there because just about every grocery store in South Texas sells them. That's how popular they are. They are absolutely delicious and very easy to make. Today, I'm going to show you how to make them step by step. Let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is prepare my dough. I have all my ingredients right here. Now in this medium-sized bowl, I have 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 3 tablespoons of regular granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now that little bit of salt just balances it out just perfectly. Now I'm going to mix it all in together. Now you want to make sure that you mix it in very well because you've got baking powder in here. So you want it very well distributed in here. So I've got it mixed in really well. Now I'm going to sift it into this big bowl. I want it to be nice and fluffy. See, just like that. So now that we've got it nice and sifted, I'm going to make a well right in the center. And I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of soft butter. Now you can use shortening if you want. I like the butter. And I've got 1 large beaten egg. Right here in the center. Now with my clean hand, I'm going to bring it all in together and make it into fine crumbs. Just like if you were making tortillas. Now they're going to look like tortillas, but they're different. And you want to be going like this with your fingers so you can get those fine crumbs. So I've got it all into fine crumbs. Look at this. This is how we want it. Now I've got some warm water here, and I'm going to put in a little bit at a time. I'll let you know exactly how much I put into it. And I think this is going to be good. Now I used about 2/3 cup of warm water. Yours could be a little bit less, it could be a little bit more, and that's okay. Now your dough is going to be a little sticky, as you can see, because that's the way it's supposed to be. I've got some flour right here, all-purpose flour. I'm going to add a little bit right here on my cutting board, and then I'm going to knead it. You want to knead it really good for about 5 minutes. And don't be afraid to get in there and knead it really well. And slowly, as you continue to knead it, it'll be less and less sticky. I've been kneading this for about 5 minutes. Whew, and I've had my workout for the day. My dough is absolutely perfect. Just soft. Now I've got a damp kitchen towel right here. I'm going to cover up my dough and I'm going to set it aside. And I'm going to let it sit there for about 30 to 45 minutes. I'm going to clean up my area and go on to the next step. Now I have cleaned up my area. My dough is sitting right here by the side, and I'm ready to start with my syrup. Now in this bowl, I have 1 piloncillo, and it's cut up into pieces like this because it'll melt easier like this. Now this is a piloncillo. This is how you buy it. It comes wrapped in plastic like this, and it says piloncillo. Brown cane sugar, panela. Now this started out as sugar cane. They squeezed all the sugar out of the sugar cane and then they cooked it down to a thick syrup. And then they put it into molds that are shaped like this cone right here. See? Now, if you don't have a piloncillo, you could probably use brown sugar, but you can't substitute a piloncillo because there's something about the flavor that is unique. But you could probably order these through Amazon if you can't find it in a store near you. Now, I also have a piece of orange rind right here. And I have a piece of lemon rind. Now, together, they're going to give it a delicious citrus flavor that is just delicious. I have 1 star anise right here. It smells beautiful. And I have 4 whole cloves and 1 cinnamon stick. See, about this size. I'm also going to be using 1.5 cups of hot water. These are the ingredients that I'm going to be using to make my syrup. Now we can go to the stove. Now I'm going to be using this saucepan right here. I'm going to put in my 1.5 cups of hot water. Now I'm going to put my piloncillo in here. Here's my piece of orange rind. And here's the lemon rind. Here's my star anise and my 4 cloves. I've got my cinnamon stick. I'm going to put it in there. You see the piloncillo is already starting to melt. Now, as you can see, it's starting to boil. I'm going to lower the temperature. I'm going to replace my lid, and I'm going to let it sit there until it reduces to a nice, smooth syrup. But I will keep an eye on it. I will come and check it every few minutes. So while my syrup is simmering on the stove, I'm going to make my little dough balls. Here's my dough. It's been sitting here about 45 minutes. See, look at how pretty this is. Now, what I like to do is tear out a piece like this. And I put it right in the middle of my hand like this. And then I squeeze it. And then this is what I'm not going to use to make the ball. This is going to be my little ball. Put a little flour right here on my cutting board. See? And then this way, they'll all be the same size. I'm just going to squeeze it out. And then this is what I'm going to use to make a little ball. See? And they usually all come out about the same size. But you know what? If it doesn't come out the same size, don't worry about it. You're going to have a big buñuelo and a medium and a small. They're all good. This reminds me so much of my childhood. When I was a little girl, I remember my mom being in the kitchen making buñuelos. And my aunts would all come over, my cousins and my uncles. Everybody was in our house. And my mom and my aunts would be making buñuelos. And we'd just be running around waiting for them to come out because they are delicious. I just can't tell you enough about how good they are, especially with the syrup. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to continue the process until I'm done with all my balls. So I have 2 cups of canola right here in this skillet, and it's nice and hot. Now I've got 2 little samples of dough right here, and I'm going to drop one in here to see if it's ready. See that? I would say this is ready. So I'm going to take this out, and I'm ready to start. Now before I get started, I'm going to prepare my sugar and cinnamon mixture. This is what I'm going to dust them with. I have 1 cup of sugar. I'm going to put it into this bowl. I have 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon, and I'm going to mix this up really good. I think this is a perfect amount. I was able to make 15 little balls, but if you're going to make more than that, then you might want to use more. Look at this. See how pretty this is? I'm going to put a little flour right here on my cutting board. It doesn't take a lot of flour. And I'm going to roll it out. Just like if you were making tortillas. And you want to make sure that these are nice and thin. Now, there are many ways of making buñuelos. Some people like to roll them out, and then they like to just put them on a comal, on a griddle, and give them a little sear on both sides. And then they like to fry them. But that's not the way my mama made them. And I think it all depends on how you were brought up. I'm going to trust the way my mama made them because I think she's the best cook in the whole world. And this is how she made them. She would just roll them out and they go straight into the oil. But you can practice and see which way works best for you. And I think this is perfect. So now I'm going to put it into my hot oil. Now you only want to leave it in here about 30 seconds. So you want it just nice and golden. I usually give it about one flip like this. And this is ready. And I'm going to put it right here on this plate. Now here's my cinnamon sugar mixture. You want to be careful because it's very hot. But this is the time when you want to put it into your cinnamon sugar mixer. If you wait until it's cold, the sugar and cinnamon won't stick to it as good. See how pretty that is? So now I'm going to set it right here on this platter. And I'm going to continue the process. So I'm all done. Look at my buñuelos right here. Now I should have had 15, but my Ron ate one. He just could not wait. See how pretty this is? Now we get one of our buñuelos, and you know you have a good buñuelo when it just snaps really good, like this. See? You want to get some of your syrup? Oh. Now it's time for the taste test. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. These are absolutely heavenly. Oh gosh. I really hope you give this recipe a try and make them for your family because they are delicious and your family is gonna love you for it. So here are my buñuelos. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up, send me a comment and tell me what you think. Thank you.